What's up, everyone? This is Thomas Donnie from the Driver's Apex. So this little clip here, it's the intro and the exit for the video because I just took a bath. I still swear I see grease on my face. We made a lot of progress today. I'm just gonna flip the camera around and show you guys the progress that I made today. Worked like 4 hours, 5 hours. Technically it was like 8 or 9 hours, but I had a 3-hour coffee break with a friend and then had some other friends over that I was chatting with while working on the car. So let me flip it around and I'll show you what I got done. All right, that is the progress for the day. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Disgusting, disgusting, really disgusting. I bet you that throttle position sensor does not work. Well, let's show you what's going on here. So that's the progress we've made so far. My 32 millimeter wrench is not fitting in there, so I need to borrow a 32 or go to a bike shop, something like that. And then we're gonna put the tires, wheels tires back on, drop the car down a little bit, and then we're gonna pull that crank bolt. And then we can then get this bad boy out of the engine bay, which I'm super excited about because I need this out this week. I need parts, and I need to start putting stuff together, cleaning, blah, 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 blah. And then hopefully try to get this thing back in the engine bay either next week or the week thereafter. I'm gonna say give myself 2 weeks. I want this whole car done at least 2 weeks before the customer comes out so I can shake everything down. Got everything with penetrating fluid, stuff like that. Only had one issue with a stud that broke. It's like right there, broke that stud off. So we'll get to that soon. But yeah, we made a lot of progress. So you'll see kind of what's going on, stuff like that. I've got everything labeled, That's really the key, is just labeling everything. AC compressor's off. We are not disconnecting the AC at all. These oil cooler lines will come out soon. We're gonna drain the oil. We're gonna get this bad boy out. It's gonna be fantastic. So thanks for watching. Definitely hit that subscribe button. If you really wanna see more of this type of stuff, put it in the comments because we need another car in this channel. All right, so let's take a look and see where we're at. So we've got the bonnet removed. Got our little bit of screws and stuff like that. Just the way the windshield washer fluid hose was snaked through there made it a little bit difficult to get everything off. These are a little bit different as well versus mine. Mine have like little slats that hold the bonnet in place. So when I started removing and I was like, whoa, as it slid, that was a little bit interesting. So right now what we're doing is we're labeling everything. So I'm gonna spend the next half hour just going through and labeling wires and stuff like this. But this is why we're doing an engine out restore. Well, this is part of it, is stuff like this. We're gonna rewire, clean up, stuff like that. I want the customer to be super happy with the product. All this is coming out. We're refreshing absolutely as much as we can do for this car. But as you all will see with the engine coming out and all the oil that's everywhere, you will definitely agree that pulling it out, and a lot of you do on my channel, that pulling it out was the right idea. So I'm gonna start yanking some of this stuff, labeling. Ooh, that fuel smell is wicked. And in fact, we'll fix everything. So I've got my little 1/4-inch Milwaukee. I love this thing. I still need to get a video done of this, but it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge right now as I work on this car, but it is without doubt my go-to. All right. So what I like to do is, let's see if we can zoom in here. I know it's gonna be a little crooked on video, but stuff like this, I like to take a photo and stuff like that just for my reference. I think it's a good idea when you're working on this kind of stuff that you take photos, because in about 3 weeks when I'm putting all this back together, I'm not gonna remember, so you got to take photos. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we're just kind of color coordinating. One of the big things when we do an engine out restore is we label everything. There are so many wires. So it's really about just labeling everything. So we just start notating what wires go where, stuff like that. So that's what we're in the process of. So if you see, we've already got the bonnet removed. We've got headlights, grills, stuff like that removed. That's all your AC system stuff. So that's your AC fan, that's your AC condenser. These are the lines for your AC. That is your receiver and dryer. That's your AC pressure switch. None of that's gonna get removed, but we're definitely gonna get in here and clean, make sure all that's nice and fresh. This is gonna come out soon. So one of the next things to come out is your radiator, your overflow coolant, and then we're gonna start disassembling this. Then we're gonna remove all of this timing stuff here. And then we can start kind of prepping to remove the car or the engine, but all right, so we broke the coolant plug loose. Now we're just gonna open up here to create some vacuum. Let's get some towels too while we're at it. These are just towels that people have given me. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. It is kind of a messy job, isn't it? All right, let's just get some other towels. We'll get this towel. Let's kind of put it here. All right. It seems no matter what I do, there's coolant that goes everywhere. Whole lot more like pulling stuff. We're obviously going to pull the radiator and fan clutch and stuff like that, but the crank bolts, we got to make sure before we start disassembling the engine from the chassis that we get the tool to break free that crank bolt, because it's like 300 pound-feet or something like that. So we'll probably put the wheels back on the car, lower the car down a little bit, and then use the weight of the car to break that bolt loose. How crusty that is. It doesn't look to be as if it was from there. It's somewhere right around here. I imagine this crimp section here went bad. So it's gonna need a new oil cooler line. This one looks fine. Just up to the customer if they want to replace it as a pair or if they just want to replace that one. Hard to tell. All right, so this is where we're at. Got cap, rotor, stuff like that pulled. I can't get my wrench in here. I need actually a thinner wrench to get in there, so I got to contact the shop. We're gonna go ahead and get all this removed. We're kind of getting into a good spot here, so we can start removing all this good stuff. We'll see. I might just remove the intake just for fun, and then we'll put it back on just so I can start servicing it. All right, pretty close to just pulling the intake manifold. I kind of like removing the intake manifold. Okay. It's interesting the way the injector harness is, there's not like a plug like on my car. So it's interesting how there isn't like a wire harness plug. I've got one floating around somewhere. So just, it's interesting how one would technically remove this, given that that's all attached. That's very interesting to me. Very interesting. So we've got it. It's all loosened and ready to go. And then the bitch tube. I don't know if I can pull it down enough. See? It's Jane and Jim. They're at the front door.
What's that?
Jane and Jim are at the front door.
Behave yourself.
See, you're already working on becoming a YouTube celebrity.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this one's so different than mine because this is your injector rail, or your fuel rail technically, where your injector is attached. But at my car, it has a plug that you can take apart. Here, it's all into the wiring harness. So I'm like, well, how do you get this out now? I'm trying to figure out. That's interesting. See this here, this piece, like, I guess what I need to do is just take apart pull out all the injectors and it manually pulls through. That's just a pain.
You know the yellow glove thing?
Uh-huh. What's that?
Over at